a monster bike that catches the eye with its appearance? Here is our latest Dekers Fattrike. Hello, this is Damien from Dekers. Today I will present you another machine that is intended to attract attention on city boulevards. I often tell our companies that our three-wheelers are designed for long-distance tourism, for expeditions, with panniers. This machine will also serve this purpose, but its main goal was to present itself in the city and to be able to use it on city boulevards, where it will attract attention. When designing this model, our client pointed out to us that he will use public roads and ride in the city, so we wanted it to still be classified as an electric-assisted bicycle. We have the option of blocking the vehicle to 25 kilometers per hour, limiting it to a rated power of 250 watts, and deactivating the throttle. These three parameters mean that we can safely use this bike on bike paths or in parks, and we can safely ride on public roads. However, when we leave these public roads and go somewhere deep into the terrain, hanging ourselves with saddlebags, we can get the full power potential out of this vehicle. So then by opening the throttle, opening its full parameters, we can accelerate this vehicle to over 40 kilometers per hour, by getting almost 3,000 watts of power out of it. And in all these parameters, we have at our disposal two powerful batteries, with a capacity of each of them 37 amp hours, 1,800 watt hours. Thanks to this, you have the opportunity to cover about 200 kilometers on a single charge, and cover this distance in a very comfortable way, because full suspension plus high engine power means that this machine turns into a real monster. Getting into this type of vehicle is a very comfortable way, because it does not require any special skills, and in front of us appears the entire cockpit to control. When it comes to the parameters we can manage, we have everything at our disposal under the display, which presents us with all the parameters regarding power, speed, battery capacity, temperature that occurs in the engine, and what we have outside. Another element in this vehicle is the lighting package set, which we can control from the cockpit. We have front and rear lamp lighting, indicator, and horn. On the right side, we have the reverse gear switch, the throttle, the brake lever, which is responsible for the two front wheels, a USB charger, and a phone holder. When designing our vehicles, a very large part of the components is used from the bicycle industry. For this reason, we used, for example, brake levers, which are hydraulic brake levers. We turned them upside down, but so that sand wouldn't get into the pistons, we masked it with a special bellows, a bit like a gear lever, which protects the brake lever from potential ignition from sand or dust. The detail is printed on a 3D printer, and the sewn-in microbellows covers all of that and secures the lever. One of the very interesting additions that is installed in this bike are the wrist pads, which I have recently noticed that customers have very often liked. But you don't have every 9, because they relieve your hands a lot during long-hour trips. The pad is covered with a soft shell material and is filled with a gel insert, which makes it very comfortable during long journeys and does not cause any bruises or abrasions on the hands. In our vehicles, this is already becoming standard, multi-link suspension and a stabilizer bar, which in a very nice way improves the comfort of riding a tricycle. Recently, we have been installing the Dekers group with the Halotech 2 system in our trikes, with a triple plate at the front and a 10 at the rear. The hydraulic brake system is also on the Dekers group, with a lever that is responsible for braking the two front wheels and a second lever for rear braking. All the dampers that support our full suspension system are air dampers with full adjustment of the lower, upper sag and adjustment of the smoothness of the stroke. They have the option of being locked, so when you take such a vehicle out on the road and want to cover slightly longer distances, and for this vehicle to be stable at all times, then we have the option of locking the full amortization. In each film, we also strongly emphasize that these are comfortable vehicles, and the heart of this comfort is the seat. It is based on the principle of a bit like a hammock, because we have two bars on the sides, between which there is a net hung and interwoven with strings, like a shoelace in a shoe. Thanks to this, we can adjust the tension of the net of the seat well and adapt it to the ergonomics of our own back. Another element in this seat is the ability to adjust the angle of the seat inclination. Here we have a hook of a few centimeters, which after opening the quick release, we can set to a specific angle of the back inclination. Another element that provides full head adjustment also allows for headrest adjustment on the quick release system. We can set the headrest angle and height. If you are looking for comfortable travel and a vehicle that will be perfectly configured to your needs, I cordially invite you to our workshop or visit our website and see the network of our dealers, where you can test this type of construction and order one of these vehicles, especially for yourself.